In the fall of 1992, with the Buffalo Bills at the peak of their success, the Empire Sports Network decided to launch a locally produced player show. In an effort to cash in on the popularity of the home team and its stars, the Thurman Thomas Show made its debut.
That was at a time that there was mass hysteria for the Bills. They had gone to a few Super Bowls, and we wanted to get in and have a players show. And Thurman was very popular, a star on the field, very outspoken, and we thought he would be a good choice.
In the early 90s, this town was just alive with the Buffalo Bills. I mean, they could not get enough of the Bills. And if you remember back, everybody ended up having a show, from the place kicker, Steve Christie, to obviously we gave a show to Frank Reich, a backup quarterback. I think at one time there was as many as 9 or 10 players that had various TV and radio shows.
In choosing a host, two major factors came into play: star power and a desire to voice an opinion about the game. The always outspoken Thurman Thomas, coming off a league MVP season, was a perfect fit. Originally,
when we wanted to have a Bills player show, the thought was to go after Jim Kelly, who was leaving Channel 7 at the time and then ended up jumping back over to Channel 2. But that didn't work out, so we thought, well, who's the player that had the most notoriety, most star power, that type of thing? And Thurman Thomas was the guy. He was coming off an MVP season and obviously another Super Bowl run, so we decided to approach Thurman.
At first, Thurman was very excited, having an outlet to voice his opinions about things that were going on on the field, in the locker room. And it was interesting over time how, when he matured, he mellowed a bit.
With a major point of the show being to get the then-fledgling network out and involved in the community, Empire took its show on the road.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Thurman Thomas Show. Tonight we're coming to you from Finnan's in Lockport,
We went all
New
over
York.
to do the show. We went to Jamestown, to Batavia, to Rochester, and of course in metropolitan Buffalo. The show itself, being on location, was sometimes a nightmare. We had to be concerned ourselves with power requirements, making sure that the limousine was there on time and that the audience could be accommodated, and also that, Thurman afterwards would sign autographs, and we had to make sure that we had an area set up to do that so that he could interact with the fans that had come out to see a show.
The network paired Thomas with its then executive producer Bob Kaczynski without full knowledge of exactly how the two would mix.
So we weren't quite sure what we were going to get with Thurman, and I found, especially as the years went on, that Thurman was a very glib, funny, charming young man who could have his rough moments, but in my experience with doing the show with him, we really didn't experience any of that.
The show featured a recap of the week's game with the host, a player guest from the team, and a question and answer session with the studio audience.
I was wondering, what are your favorite teams to play and your least favorite team?
Favorite team to play and least favorite team to play?
Favorite team to play, Miami. Least favorite team to play, Miami.
In the show's later years, the audience participation became greater with the advent of the Mr. Versatility segment.
We were looking for something different. We had done questions from the audience for a number of years, and that started to get a little old, and people were running out of things to ask him, and you can only hear so many times who was, his idol was Earl Campbell, and that he liked hockey, that he lived in Houston, all this stuff that, how do you feel about being drafted second in the second round, and those got old after a while. So we wanted to have something where he could kind of go out there among the fans.
Let's see how you do with the foot.
I'm going to throw the foot with my right hand.
Okay. Oh! I don't know what we can read into that, but congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, Mike, you still win, though, buddy. We have for you.
I have a jersey here for you, signed by me. Here you go.
Hey, all right. And what did he win that for?
Huh?
What did he win that for?
Being on Mr. Versatility.
All right, Mr. Versatility. Hey.
The contestant chosen could challenge Thurman at one of three things: a putting contest, a slapshot contest, or throwing the football. And more often than not, Thurman lost.
The show ran for 3 seasons in the fall of '92, '93, and 1994 before Thomas began contemplating retirement.
Thurman got to a point where he decided he was going to quit in his prime. So he had done the show, and he said, I think this is it. This is going to be my last year coming up, so I want to dedicate it to football, so I'm not going to do the show. So he decided he wasn't going to do the show, and really kind of left us in a lurch because it wasn't long before the season.
Although Thomas would hold off on his retirement for 5 more years, his decision to dedicate his time to football left Empire without a host.